If you're over 50 and want to maximize your chances of living a longer, healthier life, you're in the right place. What if I told you that longevity isn't just about genetics or luck, but about small daily habits that compound over time? The truth is, while many people accept decline as inevitable after 50, research shows that certain daily practices can dramatically impact how well you age and how long you live. The most remarkable thing: these habits aren't complicated or expensive. They're simple, sustainable practices that anyone can incorporate regardless of their current health status. In this video, we'll explore 7 science-backed daily habits that could potentially add years to your life. Habits that many people overlook, but that have profound effects on your body's ability to thrive as you age. Stay with me until the end, because the final habit is one that less than 10% of people over 50 practice consistently. Yet research suggests it could add up to 7 years to your lifespan. Before we begin, if you find value in evidence-based health information, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. If you enjoy this content, type "healthy" in the comments. If you'd prefer different topics, type "change" so I can create better videos for you. Now let's dive into the 7 daily habits that could transform your longevity potential. Habit 1. Morning hydration ritual. The first habit that separates people who age well from those who don't is something so simple you might dismiss it: starting your day with 16 ounces of water before anything else enters your system, including coffee or food. Proper hydration becomes increasingly important as we age, but most people don't realize that by the time you feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated. Research published in the Journal of Gerontology found that chronic mild dehydration is associated with increased risk of kidney problems, cognitive decline, and even reduced life expectancy. When you're properly hydrated, your cells function more efficiently, your brain works better, and your body can more effectively remove toxins. Think about how you start your morning. Do you reach for coffee first? Many people do, not realizing that after 7-8 hours without fluids, their bodies are already in a state of mild dehydration. This puts unnecessary stress on your kidneys and other organs right from the start of your day. Take Martha, age 62, who struggled with afternoon headaches and fatigue for years. She tried everything from changing her diet to expensive supplements, but nothing seemed to help. When her doctor suggested starting her day with 2 glasses of water before anything else, she was skeptical, but willing to try. Within 2 weeks, her headaches diminished, her energy levels improved, and she even noticed her skin looked better. "I had no idea something so simple could make such a difference," she said. "Now I keep a water bottle by my bed and drink it first thing. It's become automatic, and I feel so much better." The science behind this is fascinating. As we age, our thirst sensation naturally diminishes, making it easier to become chronically dehydrated without realizing it. This silent dehydration accelerates aging at the cellular level. A study from the University of Connecticut found that even mild dehydration, just 1–2% below optimal, impairs cognitive performance, mood, and cellular function. To implement this habit, place a 16-ounce glass or bottle of water by your bed each night. When you wake up, drink it all before you do anything else. If plain water isn't appealing, try adding a slice of lemon, which has the added benefit of supporting liver function and digestion. This simple morning ritual costs nothing, takes seconds, and could significantly impact your health span. The key is consistency. Make it the first thing you do every single day. Habit 2. Protein-rich breakfast. The second habit that can dramatically impact your longevity is consuming adequate protein early in the day. If you're over 50 and still eating a breakfast centered around carbohydrates, like toast, cereal, or fruit, you're missing a crucial opportunity to preserve muscle mass and metabolic health. After 50, your body naturally begins to lose muscle tissue, a condition called sarcopenia. This loss accelerates each decade and is directly linked to decreased mobility, independence, and shorter lifespan. What most people don't realize is that this muscle loss isn't inevitable. It's largely influenced by protein intake and timing. Research, published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, found that adults over 50 need approximately 25–30 grams of high-quality protein per meal to effectively stimulate muscle maintenance. Yet the average breakfast for people in this age group contains less than 10 grams. Think about your typical breakfast. Does it contain significant protein, or is it mostly carbohydrates? The difference between these choices accumulates over time, either preserving your muscle mass or allowing it to gradually diminish. Consider Robert, age 68, who always started his day with toast and coffee. He noticed he was getting weaker year by year despite staying active. When he learned about the importance of protein timing, he switched to a breakfast of Greek yogurt with nuts and seeds, or eggs with vegetables. Within months, he not only stopped losing strength, but actually began to regain some of what he'd lost. "I can't believe how much stronger I feel just from changing when I eat my protein," he said. "I used to save most of my protein for dinner, but now I understand that spreading it throughout the day makes a huge difference." The science behind this is compelling. Your body can only utilize a certain amount of protein for muscle synthesis at once. By consuming adequate protein at breakfast, you're giving your body the raw materials it needs to maintain muscle when it's most receptive, rather than overloading it at dinner when much of that protein might be stored as fat instead. 2. Implement this habit. Aim for at least 25 grams of protein at breakfast. Good options include Greek yogurt with nuts and seeds, eggs with vegetables, a protein smoothie with whey or plant-based protein, cottage cheese with fruit. This simple habit, shifting your protein intake earlier in the day, costs nothing extra, takes no additional time, and could significantly impact your strength, mobility, and longevity as you age. If you're still watching and finding this information valuable, please type protein in the comments to let me know you're here. Now let's continue with habit number 3. Habit 3, daily movement snacks. The third habit that separates people who age well from those who don't isn't about intense exercise, it's about what I call movement snacks. These are brief, 2 to 5 minute bursts of physical activity spread throughout your day. If you're over 50 and still sitting for hours without interruption, you're accelerating your biological aging, even if you exercise regularly. Research from the Mayo Clinic found that uninterrupted sitting for more than an hour at a time triggers a cascade of negative metabolic changes that contribute to inflammation, insulin resistance, and accelerated cellular aging. What's remarkable is that brief movement breaks, even just standing up and walking around for 2 minutes, can effectively reset these harmful processes. Think about your typical day. How long do you sit without getting up? Many people sit for 2 to 3 hours at a time, not realizing the cumulative damage this creates, regardless of their formal exercise routine. Take Diane, age 59, who worked at a desk and exercised 3 times a week at the gym. Despite her regular workouts, she noticed increasing stiffness and fatigue. When she learned about movement snacks, she set a timer to remind her to stand up and move for just 2 minutes every hour. Within weeks, her energy improved, her back pain diminished, and her blood sugar levels stabilized. "I was skeptical that such short movements could make a difference," she said, "but now I can literally feel the difference in my body when I've been sitting too long. These little movement breaks keep me feeling limber and energized all day." The science behind this is fascinating. Research from the University of California found that brief movement breaks not only improve metabolic health, but also enhance cognitive function and mood. Even more compelling, a study in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that replacing just 30 minutes of sitting with light movement was associated with a 17% reduction in mortality risk. To implement this habit, set a timer or use an app to remind you to take a 2 to 3 minute movement break every hour that you're awake. During these breaks, you can march in place, do 10 squats or chair stands, walk around your home or office, stretch your arms overhead, and twist gently side to side. Balance on one foot, then the other. The key is consistency, brief movement throughout. The day is more beneficial for longevity than one intense workout followed by hours of sitting. Habit 4. Midday sunlight exposure. The fourth habit that could potentially add years to your life is getting 10-15 minutes of direct sunlight exposure during midday hours. If you're over 50 and spending most of your daylight hours indoors, you're missing a crucial signal that regulates numerous biological processes linked to longevity. We often hear about avoiding sun exposure to prevent skin damage, but what's less discussed is the profound negative impact of insufficient natural light on our health span. Research published in the Journal of Internal Medicine found that regular sunlight exposure was associated with lower all-cause mortality, even after controlling for vitamin D levels. Think about your typical day. How much time do you spend outdoors, in natural light, especially during midday hours when the sun is strongest? Many people get less than 5 minutes of direct sunlight daily, which isn't enough to trigger the biological benefits. Consider James, age 71, who spent most of his time indoors reading and watching television. He struggled with poor sleep, low energy, and frequent mood fluctuations. When his doctor suggested daily midday sun exposure, he was hesitant, but started spending 15 minutes outside around noon each day. Within weeks, his sleep improved dramatically, his energy levels stabilized, and his mood brightened. "I had no idea how much my indoor lifestyle was affecting me," he said. "Now I make sure to get outside every day, rain or shine. It's become a non-negotiable part of my routine because I can feel how much better my body functions." The science behind this is compelling. Sunlight exposure triggers the release of nitric oxide in your skin, which improves blood vessel function and lowers blood pressure. It also sets your circadian rhythm, which regulates hundreds of biological processes, including hormone production, metabolism, and cellular repair cycles. A study from the University of Edinburgh found that the benefits of moderate sun exposure far outweigh the risks for most people, particularly those over 50, who are more likely to be deficient in sun-derived biological signals. To implement this habit, aim for 10 to 15 minutes of direct sunlight exposure between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. daily. You don't need to sunbathe. Simply expose your face and arms while taking a short walk or sitting outside. In winter or cloudy conditions, stay outside a bit longer, as you'll still benefit from the ambient light, even through cloud cover. If you're still watching and finding this information valuable, please type sunshine in the comments to let me know you're here. Now let's continue with habit number 5. Habit 5. Social connection moments. The fifth habit that significantly impacts longevity is having at least one meaningful social interaction every day. If you're over 50 and going entire days without engaging in genuine human connection, you're missing one of the most powerful longevity-promoting activities available to you. A landmark study from Brigham Young University found that social isolation is as harmful to health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, and even more damaging than obesity or physical inactivity. Yet many people don't realize they're socially malnourished, especially as they age and natural social networks change. Think about your typical day. Do you have conversations that go beyond surface-level pleasantries? Do you share thoughts, feelings, or experiences with others in a way that makes you feel understood and connected? Many people confuse being around others with genuine connection, not realizing that meaningful interaction requires a different quality of engagement. Take Eleanor, age 74, who lived alone after her husband passed away. Although she saw people at the grocery store and occasionally talked to neighbors, she realized she sometimes went days without a meaningful conversation. She started making a point to have coffee with a friend, call a family member, or attend a community event every single day. Within months, her blood pressure improved, her sleep deepened, and she reported feeling like herself again after years of declining health. "I didn't realize how isolated I had become," she said. "Now I prioritize connection the same way I prioritize taking my medications or eating well. It's that important." The science behind this is fascinating. Meaningful social connections trigger the release of hormones like oxytocin and serotonin, which reduce inflammation, improve immune function, and promote cellular repair. A study from the University of North Carolina found that people with stronger social connections had lower levels of inflammatory markers linked to age-related diseases. To implement this habit, commit to at least one meaningful social interaction every day. This could be a phone call or video chat with a friend or family member, coffee or a meal with someone, attending a class, club, or religious service, volunteering in your community, having a thoughtful conversation with a neighbor. The key is quality over quantity. Seek interactions that leave you feeling seen, heard, and connected, rather than merely being in the presence of others. Habit 6. Evening. Digital sunset. The sixth habit that separates people who age well from those who don't is practicing an electronic sundown 90 minutes before bedtime. If you're over 50 and still using phones, tablets, computers, or watching TV right up until bedtime, you're disrupting crucial biological processes that affect your longevity. Research from Harvard Medical School found that exposure to blue light from electronic devices suppresses melatonin production, disrupts sleep quality, and interferes with cellular repair processes that primarily occur during deep sleep. What's more concerning is that these effects become more pronounced with age, as our natural melatonin production already decreases over time. Think about your typical evening. Do you scroll through news or social media, watch television, or work on your computer right up until you turn out the lights? Many people do, not realizing this habit is undermining their health on multiple levels. Consider Thomas, age 67, who struggled with insomnia for years. He tried numerous sleep medications, but nothing seemed to provide restful sleep. When he learned about digital sunset, he committed to turning off all electronic devices 90 minutes before bed, replacing screen time with reading, gentle stretching, and conversation with his wife. Within a week, his sleep dramatically improved, and over time so did his energy levels, memory, and overall health. "I was addicted to checking the news before bed," he said. "I had no idea how much those screens were affecting my sleep quality. Now our bedroom is a technology-free zone, and I'm sleeping better than I have in decades." The science behind this is compelling. Beyond melatonin suppression, evening blue light exposure increases cortisol, your stress hormone, triggers inflammation, and disrupts the circadian rhythm that regulates virtually every system in your body. A study from the University of California found that disrupted sleep patterns accelerate cellular aging and increase risk for virtually every age-related disease. To implement this habit, create an electronic sundown routine. Set an alarm for 90 minutes before your target bedtime. When it sounds, turn off or put away all electronic devices. If you must use a device, use blue light filtering glasses and night mode settings. Replace screen time with calming activities like reading a physical book, gentle stretching, taking a warm bath, or conversation. This habit costs nothing, requires no special equipment, and could significantly impact your sleep quality, cellular repair, and longevity. If you're still watching and finding this information valuable, please type sleep in the comments to let me know you're here. Now, let's move on to our final habit. Habit 7. Gratitude practice. The seventh and perhaps most powerful habit that could add years to your life is practicing deliberate gratitude for just 3 minutes daily. If you're over 50 and not actively cultivating gratitude, you're missing one of the most research-backed psychological interventions for health and longevity. Research from the University of California found that people who practice daily gratitude have significantly lower levels of inflammatory biomarkers associated with age-related diseases. They also experience better sleep quality, lower blood pressure, improved immune function, and greater emotional resilience, all factors directly linked to longevity. Think about your typical thought patterns. How much time do you spend focusing on what's wrong, what's missing, or what you're worried about? Many people spend hours ruminating on negative thoughts without realizing the physiological damage this creates. Negativity bias is natural, but unchecked, It creates chronic stress that accelerates aging at the cellular level. Consider Margaret, age 78, who described herself as a lifelong worrier. She started a simple practice of writing down 3 specific things she was grateful for each morning. Within weeks, her persistent anxiety diminished, her sleep improved, and her doctor was surprised to find her blood pressure had normalized. "I was skeptical that something so simple could make a difference," she said, "but focusing on gratitude has completely changed how I experience my days. Problems that used to consume me now seem manageable, and I notice so many good things I used to overlook." The science behind this is fascinating. Gratitude practice literally rewires neural pathways, shifting your brain's default mode from threat detection to appreciation. This creates a cascade of positive effects. Cortisol levels drop, heart rate variability improves, and inflammatory markers decrease. A study from Harvard Medical School found that optimistic individuals had a 15% longer lifespan than pessimistic counterparts. Even more remarkably, research suggests that gratitude practices can actually lengthen telomeres, the protective caps on our chromosomes that are considered a key marker of biological aging. To implement this habit, choose one of these simple gratitude practices. Each morning, write down 3 specific things you're grateful for before meals. Take 30 seconds to appreciate the food and everyone who helped bring it to your table. Before bed, mentally review 3 positive moments from your day. Create a gratitude jar where you place notes about good things that happen. The key is specificity and consistency. Rather than general gratitude, focus on particular moments, people, or experiences, and practice every single day. Remember, it's never too late to start. Research shows that adults who adopt these habits in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond still experience significant benefits. The key isn't perfection, but consistency, small actions, repeated daily, that compound over time. I'd love to hear which of these habits resonated most with you, or which you plan to implement first. Leave a comment below sharing your thoughts or questions. Your engagement helps me create more content that serves your needs and interests. If you found value in this information, please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might benefit from it. Together, we can change the narrative around aging from one of inevitable decline to one of continued vitality and purpose. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.